Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Anto. Driving with Anto on the way to work. A couple of subjects that I want to talk about. Get involved below. Do us a favour, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Spotify, give it a like, and most importantly, interact with us. Have a comment. If you are there listening, the last few videos have had a fair few views. There's people listening. Have an interaction with us. Comment. I'm having my opinion, so I'd like to hear yours. And first of all, we'll talk about Sam Fender moving to America in January. I'm a big fan of Sam. Lyrically, unbelievable. I don't understand why he changed his voice. There's a clip on YouTube. Sam, just put Sam Fender pub. He's playing a pub. He's playing a pub gig, and his voice is absolutely unbelievable on it. And it sounds absolutely nothing like what he sounds like now. So which is the real voice? That one, or this one, or is this one just cleaner? Because I prefer the old one, but I still like Sam Fender as he is now. Do you know what I mean? The way he writes songs and the way the production goes about, it suits what he does. But I don't know, any Sam Fender fans, you would know this, especially if you watch that clip. A lot of fans might not have seen that clip, might not have looked that far back, but it's a few years ago, like, and it's just him in a pub, and he's singing this. I don't even know what song it is. I think it might be one of his own, but it's unbelievable. It's like it's just unbelievable. So go and watch it, and you make your mind up for yourself. What happened there with his vocal? I don't look too much into these things. You'll have to excuse me. First thing in the morning, warming the voice up. Yeah, so moving to America. Now, when I first found out about this, I said to my mate Dan, who basically invented Talk Tonight. So big up Dan. All right, Dan. 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 If you don't know what I'm going on about there, just watch Alan Partridge. Anyway, we were discussing it, and would it take away good songs? Because he talks about his roots, doesn't he, in his songs? And at first I thought, yeah, you're right. But then I thought to myself, hold on. There's a couple of things here that could go for him moving away. When you move away from home, especially to the other side of the world, near enough. It's not the other side of the world, is it? It's a fair few thousand miles away, though. A 9-hour plane journey. I think he's going to New York, I think it is. But when you're away from home, now I do a bit of songwriting myself. I'm nothing special, right? But songwriting is it's hard at times, and like I said, don't see this as, oh fucking hell, did you think you are? No, I'm just saying, if you're a songwriter, you're a songwriter. You know where the songs come from in your own mind, and in my opinion, songs written from the heart, you're not going to get them unless something triggers that feeling. And him going away, I said to Dan, him going away is probably going to trigger a lot of emotions from being away from home. When you are looking from something from the outside in, it's normally where you get your best stuff. If you're in a situation, say if someone's in a situation and they're trying to write about it, as they're in that situation, it's very hard to write about it, right? So it's normally the aftermath, the after effect of a bad situation is where a good song comes from, in my opinion. And that could be one of the reasons why he's doing it. Also, you know, he wants to make it abroad. He wants to make it in America early on. He's only 27. And let's face it, there's a couple of people called him poor man's Bruce Springsteen. When I first heard Sam Fender, I did think of Bruce Springsteen, but there's slight differences in what he does, and I don't blame him. I think he's doing the right thing, because he's going out of his comfort zone, and a lot of artists, right, we'll go on to this straight after this. Well, have your opinion on Sam Fender below. I've had mine on why I think he's going away. Is it good for him? Is it bad? I personally, I've come to the conclusion that it's good for him, but there's a few people saying, oh, that's bad, that, you know, he writes about his roots, but yet he's fucking off abroad. No, it's probably not why he's doing that. It's probably because he's evolving as an artist, as a musician, that we all want to see. Noel Gallagher did it, and everyone hated him for it. Everyone hated Noel Gallagher when he changed his music. I didn't hate him, I didn't like his new music, but I fucking respected him for trying new stuff. I respected him for evolving and doing what he wants to do as a musician. If a musician isn't doing what they want to do, there's no fucking point. Then you are just doing music for money. Now, there's a lot of artists who are stuck in that situation because that's their job and they've done it for so many years that all of a sudden they get stuck. Noel Gallagher isn't stuck. He's worth 60, 70 million quid. So he's doing it for the fun of it. I mean, the High Flying Birds, I've watched interviews and it barely breaks even. It all comes out of his pocket, and whatever comes back in, it pretty much breaks even. He does it for the love of music, Noel Gallagher. And people who slate him and say all sorts about, oh, these new albums are shit, what about your fans? No, he's earned the right. He's had years of giving the fans what they want. He's left a massive legacy behind. 10 amazing albums with Oasis. Right? He's given us all he can. Oasis is done. Let's not go on about the Oasis thing. Even if Oasis came back, I've said this about the Nebworth gig with Liam. I can't see why people are paying for that. I mean, there's a Nebworth gig gone up on Netflix, I think it is. Right, from 90, well, I can't remember, is it 96? It's gone up. Now, why do we want to see Liam doing it on his own? Headlining, it's the same subject. It's very raw, this subject. People don't want to know about it, especially Liam fans, which is fair enough, but I just don't see it. Oasis done it at Nebworth, so why do we want to see Liam doing it on his own at Nebworth when he's near 50 years old? I just don't get it. Right, no disrespect to Liam and Oasis, but we've done with that subject. One more thing, have your say below about the Sam Fender thing, everything I spoke about, rambling on a bit here. But another thing is, quickly, where have albums gone? I mean, there's artists out there that's doing albums still, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody does it, but I'm listening to a lot of stuff on Spotify, and you look for the person that you're listening to. You look for something else in what they've done, and there's nothing there. Like, there's just singles. I'm into a band called Pastel at the minute. Pastel. Great band, but they've got literally nothing. You've got about 3 songs online, right? And it's the same with everyone who I come to like. I like a song, but then there's not enough material to follow it on for me to be a fan. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't think of another band at the moment off the top of my head. I can't say DMAs. DMAs did a great album in Hills End, but then I wasn't too fond on the rest of the album. So at least they're bringing albums out. I mean, I always wanted to hear an album. I'm a fan of Jamie Pollock from Vida. He's packed it in as a solo artist now, and what a massive shame that is. What a massive shame that is. I wasn't a fan of Vida, and I did an interview with Jamie Pollock actually, and I come to respect him a hell of a lot more after I did the interview with him. He's such a sound guy. And wasn't long ago he put an announcement out 3 months ago. He's jacked it in as a solo artist, and you know what? Big fucking respect to him. There's people out there still trying to do it who's nowhere near where he is now, and he's come to realisation it's not for him. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be for good, because it says ta-ta for now, but he's another one. No respect, no disrespect, Jamie Pollock at all, but I would have loved to have heard a full album from Jamie Pollock, but an acoustic album, because that's what I'm into. But a lot of others might not have been into that, so Maybe it's just a band thing. I don't know. Have your opinions on that below. You just see a lot of EPs and a lot of singles coming out recently, and not enough full albums. But like I said, it might just be me. I've probably made myself look a bit stupid here because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. But as soon as I press stop on this, I'll be like, oh, them, him, that, him. You know, it is true. I see a lot of singles, a lot of EPs with like 3 songs on it, and then a repeat of another song in that same EP that's already been out. So you do singles, and then an EP comes out which involves a single that's been out for months. I didn't agree with the way Sam Fender released his last album. He released about 4 or 5 songs, all his best songs. All of his best songs come before the album, and then they bring the album out, and they put all them best songs at the beginning of the album. Then the album kind of drops off towards the second half. I'm like, who has done that promotion for you? Who said to you, I know, we'll get all your best songs, right? This is the best way to sell it. We'll get all your best songs, and then we'll put them all out before the album comes out as singles, right? And then we'll put the album out, and we'll put all them at the start, pretty much, right? And then we'll just have some album fillers at the end. Right, I would have released 1, maybe 2 singles, like a single just before the album, and then I would have mixed them about way more on the album. But it's out now, it's done. It's not my decision, is it? So who cares? But I think the album could have been. I haven't listened to a lot of other songs in the album because they just haven't got me going. Obviously, there's songs that he brought out as singles, fucking amazing. Not 19. Bloody hell. 17 Going Under, not 19 forever. 17 Going Under is probably my song of 2021. My favourite song of 2021. It's fucking incredible. If you haven't heard the acoustic version, it's on. See, it's again, you know, he's released that and then an acoustic. That's what Sam Fender kind of did as well. When he did a single, there was always like some mad songs just underneath it that, you know, just crazy songs like about raving in his kitchen and stuff like that. Anyway, rambling. Have your say below on everything I've spoke about, and have a good day.